Good evening, everyone. I'm Kay Renz. Thank you so much for joining us. Tonight, we are going to take you on a virtual tour of the eagerly awaited Garden of Hope. This place of tranquility and peaceful reflection at Sylvester Comprehensive Cancer Center in Deerfield Beach will be open to all. Well, most of you viewing tonight are PapCorp members. For those of you who may not be familiar with our organization, we are delighted that you joined us and offer our sincerest welcome. Tonight, we are going to learn how we can support cancer research while creating a lasting legacy that can honor a loved one, a friend, your favorite doctor, or even your business. Right now, together, we are planting the seeds that will soon blossom into a beautiful garden. And our hope is that you will join us in supporting the next survivor. We have an inspiring program for you tonight, and it is my pleasure to introduce our chair, Susan Dinter.
Good evening, and thank you, Kay. What an exciting time this is. I am thrilled to announce that construction on the Garden of Hope will begin within the next 2 months and will be completed in the spring 2021. This garden will become a great legacy for the PapCorp, one that all of us will be able to enjoy over our lifetimes and a place for the next generation to enjoy. Now, before we continue, I would like to reiterate the PapCorp's mission: to enable and support, through the funds we raise, the vital research programs at Sylvester Comprehensive Cancer Center, University of Miami, Miller School of Medicine. Now, with that mission in mind, the idea for the Garden of Hope first took root a few years ago. It's been a long time coming, and so I want to thank everyone who has purchased bricks or benches for your patience and your steadfast commitment to seeing this through. Now, because of your support, we are excited to see it finally blossom into a sanctuary of peace, tranquility, and hope. I now invite you to enjoy a special video that highlights how the garden will transcend the cancer journey for generations to come at the Deerfield Beach Sylvester facility, the PapCorp campus.
I am a 5.5-year survivor of pancreatic cancer. I went to see my local internist, and he suggested that it could be gallbladder, and sent me to see my gastroenterologist, who also said it must be your gallbladder. I had a CAT scan, and it confirmed pancreatic cancer.
I took care of Raina starting in 2015, and at that time I was seeing GI cancer patients. Since then I've transitioned my practice to breast cancer, and as a physician who takes care of breast cancer patients, I'm really used to having long relationships with my patients. Sadly, that's not the case for GI cancers, especially for pancreatic cancer. Raina took a few cycles of chemotherapy in the early stage setting, but unfortunately it didn't go so well for her.
About 3 weeks after I stopped taking chemo, I developed a very, very severe E. coli infection in the liver, and I almost lost my life to that.
We consider Raina one of our greatest success stories. Pancreatic cancer carries a very poor 5-year overall survival, yet she's here with us today and we're so happy. And that's largely in part due to the support that she received while being treated at the Sylvester Cancer Center. The PapCorp has been an amazing source of support for us at Sylvester, and specifically here in Deerfield. We're really excited about the Garden of Hope that is about to get started in construction. It'll mean so much for our patients and for our families and for even all of the providers and staff here.
So the Garden of Hope was created as a place of peace and tranquility. And as soon as you leave the doors of Sylvester Deerfield, you will see the dedication of benches and walk a path to a beautiful garden area that incorporates a fountain benches, and incredible foliage.
Believe it or not, this is where this Garden of Hope is going to be, and it's going to be beautiful. So you have to use your imagination right now about how this piece of property is going to be transformed into this beautiful Garden of Hope.
When my husband was getting his chemo at Deerfield Beach, and we were there together, and there was basically nowhere you could even take a break. If we had had the Garden of Hope there at the time, we would have been able to step out the door, take a deep breath, see some beauty, and come back in again, and then face what you had to do.
In 2007, my husband was diagnosed with renal carcinoma, and it was one of its worst varieties. 2 years later, he succumbed to that cancer. So the Garden of Hope would provide a place where a person can sit and just talk to the universe around. A beautiful place. And a bench is a place where people sit. So providing a bench is an honor and a pleasure. And I'm sure Chris will be smiling when the bench, comes to be.
You know, the Garden of Hope is just a fantastic idea. It's something very important to the Cancer Center. It's something very important. My wife and I have a brick, and so we've dedicated that to all the patients that we've taken care of and family members. And so it's a time when people can honor the work that's done at Sylvester, but also all the effort that it takes to take care of cancer patients.
To think that this is something that's not going to stop in phase one. This is one of the best fundraising opportunities for the PapCorp members to help support not only just cancer research, but all the doctors, the patients, and so forth. It's going to continue on for years to come.
It's so significant. It will show them the support. All they have to do is look at the ground. They will see all the bricks of dedication, dedicated so that they could become the next survivor.
I see us continuing to work with Sylvester as the demographics change, as we go forward. We will evolve with whatever is necessary to continue to do what we do, because that's what we've done over the past several decades.
What I look forward to is to be able to walk with one of my patients through the Garden of Hope and have them see reminders of where we were and where we're going as a cancer center and as human beings taking care of each other.
Our hope is that years from now, this clinical environment won't be necessary for cancer. And our legacy will be that we'll be part of the reason that through the research we support, that cancer is no longer what it is today. I said at the beginning it was kind of like a fairy tale, and our hope and our prayer is that all the survivors will live happily ever after.
I think we are all very emotionally affected by that powerful message. This video is going to be on our website. It's also going to be on our Facebook page. And I just really encourage all of you to please share it. Send it to everyone, PapCorp members and beyond, so together we can make this garden grow. Now, our next speaker really needs no introduction, but he does have many titles, so bear with me. It's my pleasure to welcome Dr. Stephen Neimer, Director, Sylvester Comprehensive Cancer Center, Oscar de la Renta Endowed Chair in Cancer Research, and Professor, Department of Medicine, Biochemistry, and Molecular Biology. Welcome, Dr. Neimer.
Thank you, Kay, and thank you, Susan. I hope everybody can hear me okay. I want to thank the hundreds of people who are on the call tonight. I want to thank thousands and tens of thousands of PapCorp members. And if you go back several generations to when the PapCorp started, there's just other tens of thousands of people who have been singularly focused on raising money for cancer research, helping Sylvester become now an NCI designated cancer center, which we've been now for 16 months. And tonight we have a very special opportunity to talk about the Garden of Hope and what it means. I won't reiterate what I said on the video, but I think there's a very special partnership that we have. This year we can't be together in person, and so the PapCorp has done many creative things to bring everybody together. And I think it's the sense of community that drives us all. And if you go back, I think the PapCorp started funding cancer research around the time I was born. And so it's given over $100 million. And I was fortunately the director of Sylvester when the $50 million pledge was made, went in front of President Julio Frank and with many of you in attendance. And I said it in the video, but really there's tremendous progress being made. You know, as an NCI designated cancer center, there are treatments that we have that we didn't have 16 months ago that we can offer. There's been advances in curing therapy. And I think if you heard, you know, Reina's story, the reason Reina is alive is because we've learned that if for complicated cancers, it needs a complicated treatment plan. And so we have experts in radiation therapy and experts in chemotherapy, experts in surgery, and they all come together to create cures for people that would previously not be curable. And so I think a garden is a wonderful analogy. People have talked about tranquility. There's also a permanence in a garden. Back when I had a home in Los Angeles, we had a garden, and I used to go out every morning to the garden. And if I go back to Los Angeles now, you know, 30, 40 years later, the trees I planted are still there. And so I think that the permanence is an important thing, and also to see how everyone is dedicated to one mission. And so, you know, of course, those of you who know me, I could talk for another hour about Sylvester. Let me just say that we've recruited about 180 scientists and physicians since I came here a little over 8 years ago. We are, in November 1st, a world leader in multiple myelomas joining us from Sloan Kettering. January 1st, a world leader in hematology, someone who writes books and for the New York Times is coming from Cleveland Clinic. Yesterday, I was on the phone with 3 of the most brilliant people I've ever had the opportunity to talk with, including our new dean of the College of Engineering at University of Miami. And he's an expert in chemical engineering, and he wants to apply his expertise to cancer therapies as he's done in WashU in St. Louis. And so together we're accomplishing so much on an emotional level, on a scientific level. And I'm just absolutely thrilled to be a part of this, as is everybody associated with Sylvester. So thank you all so much for your caring and your support. And we're gonna never stop in our pursuit of new cures. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Neimer. Thank you for your insights and thank you for your dedication. Next, it's my pleasure to introduce Beverly Berkowitz, our development chair, and Linda Moses, our past sitting chair. They will be telling us more about the garden and taking us on the virtual tour. So welcome, ladies.
Thank you, Kay. Good evening, all. The idea for the Garden of Hope was born in 2016 to create a place of peace and tranquility at Sylvester Comprehensive Cancer Center, Deerfield. A quiet breathing space for those who at times are breathless. We envisioned a special place which would allow additional opportunities for the PapCorp members and others to support cancer research at Sylvester through the purchase of bricks, benches, and plaques. simply an area that would reflect generosity and the PapCorp's undying dedication to our mission. Today, this idea is now a reality. The PapCorp Garden of Hope, a true symbol of giving.
Thank you, Beverly. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being here with us. Ever since our historic $50 million pledge was signed in September of 2016, and the Sylvester Deerfield Beach facility was renamed the PapCorp campus, you have heard from the podium at our president's meetings that we are looking forward to the future development of our namesake campus. It is very exciting to have the opportunity to share this virtual tour with you today. After several years of Sylvester's efforts seeking the necessary permits and approvals from governmental agencies for the overall development, our beautiful Garden of Hope will soon become a reality.
And now, Linda and I invite you to walk with us through the Garden of Hope. Let's begin viewing by looking to the left of the plaza plan image. Depicted are 4 benches at the front entrance to Sylvester. These benches were supported by 4 PapCorp chapters: Addison Reserve, Meisner Country Club, the Polo Club, and Valencia Cove. They represent a collective effort by our chapter members. We proudly place these benches as a symbol of our grassroots fundraising. Leaving the entrance, turn left and begin walking the garden area. As you walk, you will experience the serenity which the garden will greet you with. Entering the garden, you will notice beautiful flowers and foliage surrounding the garden, all there to add to the ambiance of this special space with a fountain, dedicated bricks, and benches. Benches of hope surround the garden and serve to provide those who visit an opportunity of quiet reflection, taking in the beauty around them, simply an opportunity to breathe. Plaques will be placed on each bench displaying a personalized message. To our bench purchasers, we thank you and acknowledge the significance of your contributions. Linda and Joel Moses, Stavrula Christodoulou, Jane and Chris Malfitano, Sharon and Ross Goodhart and friends, Susan and Lawrence Greenberg, Isaac Churlick, the Gar family, and Brian and Beverly Berkowitz. We are pleased to announce that all benches in Phase 1 are sold out.
A centerpiece of our garden is the Fountain of Hope. The sounds of the fountain will provide for soothing reflection for patients, clinical staff, and visitors. At the base of the fountain, there are 4 unique donor plaques. 3 have already been reserved and 1 is still available for purchase. Thank you to Boca West, the Polo Club, and White Cliff chapters for your generosity in each purchasing a plaque. You are now viewing the gently curved wall of hope, surrounded by foliage that enhances the privacy of the garden and promotes a feeling of calm in contrast to the clinical setting of the building adjacent to it. The wall displays plaques which are available to convey your personalized message, either as plaque donors yourselves or to memorialize or honor someone.
Please look to the right of the wall of hope and you will see a large plaque. This plaque has been donated by Gerald Yass and the Yass Family Foundation. The PapCorp and Sylvester acknowledge their continued support, generosity, and dedication to cancer research. Jerry and Helen, I believe you are here tonight. So please accept our sincere thank you, and we are truly grateful. Our brick garden. Just look down and you will see what member support really means. View our bricks. Our brick garden is a symbol of hope. These bricks represent the donations of hundreds of members, family, and friends. Our Sylvester doctors and patients, and grateful survivors. We salute our brick purchasers. You are the pioneers who pledged support from the beginning of our project. Your bricks send messages of love, hope, and appreciation. To all of you, please accept gratitude and thank you for believing in our vision of the Garden of Hope. For those of you who would like to purchase a brick, there is a short window of time to order. If you order by December 15th, we will include your brick in phase 1 construction. Again, thank you all.
Now that we have walked you through phase 1 of the Garden of Hope, we believe that you will be as impressed as we are with the beauty and uniqueness of this very special place. Thank you all again.
Thank you, Beverly and Linda. What a magnificent presentation. This was just so exciting to see this all come to life. There's so many beautiful elements to this garden, and there's many ways to participate. And all of it will be on our website. So we really encourage you to please go visit our website and see how you can get involved with the garden. Now, Susan is going to return, and she's going to be discussing the importance of this garden to our fundraising efforts and also share the future vision.
Thank you again, Kay. As Beverly said, the vision for a Garden of Hope started in 2016. But what she didn't tell you was that the vision started with both her and Linda. Linda Moses and Beverly Berkowitz had the foresight and wisdom to believe in the possibility of something that beautifully reflected PAP's commitment to helping Sylvester find the cure. They envisioned that a place of peace and quiet could be a garden of hope for the patients at Deerfield Beach. Once the PapCorp made the $50 million pledge to Sylvester and the Deerfield Beach facility became known as the PapCorp campus, their dream took a big step closer toward reality. So all of us owe you two a very special thanks for your dedication and your fortitude. As a cancer survivor, I know this garden will be a special place where I can take a few moments to calm my nerves before I see the doctor. I know it is something that many cancer survivors all go through. So again, I say, this is an exciting time. But wait, there's more. Once the first phase of the garden is done, we are not finished. There are plans for 2 more phases. Phase 2 will be the section by the lake behind the Deerfield Beach facility. Once this Park of Hope is open, it will be another beautiful place for patients, staff, and visitors to walk around and enjoy the tranquility. Construction plans are still in the works, but we will be able to immediately begin selling bricks and benches for this area. Phase 3 will be a short pathway that will lead you from the Garden of Hope to the Park of Hope. One of the ideas for this pathway include beautiful inspirational pavers, which will be available for purchase. These are still in the planning stage, but combined, all phases of this project will give the PapCorp and Sylvester tremendous opportunities for many, many years to come. The Garden of Hope, the Path of Hope, and the Park of Hope are not just about great fundraising tools. They're about much more. It's about our legacy. How do we, as PapCorp members, want to be remembered? Well, my guess is as a great fundraising organization for cancer research, because only through research will a cure be found. So now is the time to think about being a part of our legacy. There are so many opportunities for each of us to leave our mark. Now, if you wish to purchase a brick and have it installed in the first part of phase 1, please go to the PapCorp website at www.thepapcorp.org before December 15th to place an order. Of course, There will be ample time afterwards to purchase a brick. All of the benches are sold out for phase 1, but will be readily available for phase 2. The video you saw earlier in tonight's program will be available for viewing on the PapCorp website, as well as social media. I am so proud of the partnership between the PapCorp and Sylvester, and it has been a true partnership. So I would personally like to thank Dr. Stephen Neimer, Director of the Sylvester Comprehensive Cancer Center, Sarah Christensen, Vice President of Medical Development and Alumni Relations for Sylvester, and Katie Simpa, Senior Director of Development at Sylvester, for all of their support and their help in getting this garden off the ground. I would also like to thank Kay Rentz, Beverly Berkowitz, and Linda Moses for their participation in tonight's program. But I especially want to thank all of you, the members of the PapCorp, who have always been there to support our mission. We are 22,000 strong, who had a vision that one day there will be a world without cancer. The Garden of Hope is just the beginning.
Thank you, Susan. What a wonderful and inspiring hour this has been. I want to thank all of you who tuned in and joined us this evening. And please remember, if you want to be a part of the PapCorp's legacy, just go to our website. You can find out all the details, and our telephone number is there as well. If you want to call, if you have any questions, everybody in the office will be there to answer and give you all the details that you need so you can become a part of this inspirational garden. We also ask that you please share this with your friends and family members and encourage them to become part of the Garden of Hope as well. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and have a good evening.